Hello everyone, welcome to This Week in Comics, brought to you by Comic Connections and Manufacturing Content. We started the number again from scratch because it's a new year, so this is week 1, and we're going to be looking at comics that come out on the 4th of January. They actually got released in the United States on the 3rd of January, but we're a day behind because of the new year. Next week we'll be back to normal and all the comics will be in store and available to buy on Wednesday. But everything we're looking at this week is in store and ready to buy right now. So come in store, have a look at the goodies we've got for you. The first book that I'm super excited for is Batman White Knight issue 4. You've already seen me on this video talk about how much I love this book. It's fantastic. Issue 1 is on like 4th printing. Issue 2 is back in print. We carry them all the time. Issue 3 goes to 2nd print on the 17th of January, so you're going to be able to come in and get all these soon. These have flown out, even though we've doubled our orders from our initial orders. They've gone already, so you won't be able to come in and pick this up off the shelf. But you all have this on standing order by now, right? Look, it's brilliant. I've said loads about it already. It's Batman being sort of the bad guy. It's Joker being sort of the good guy. There's 2 Harley Quinns in it. It's fantastic. It's by Sean Murphy, who did Punk Rock Jesus. I'm sure you all read that. It's great. Come in store, pick it up, but you don't need to because you've already got it in your pull list under the counter, reserved for you, haven't you? Yeah, you do. My second pick this week is from Marvel, and it's Guardians of the Galaxy 150. As you might know, Brian Michael Bendis has left Guardians. He's actually just leaving Marvel full stop and going to DC. So Duggan's been writing this book for a while. The reason why I'm recommending this book is it's starting the Road to Infinity quest, which is this summer's big crossover from Marvel, or at least it seems to be heading that way. It's also the return of Adam Warlock, who has already been mentioned in the Marvel Cinematic Universe at the end of Guardians 2. Spoilers! If you want to be involved in the big summer crossovers and you're looking forward to Avengers Infinity War as much as most of our customers are, this is a really good point to start reading Guardians, so highly recommended. Pick number 3 this week is a 3-issue miniseries called Batman the Signal. So issue 1 is in store. You'll be able to come in and pick this up from tomorrow. It's spinning off from the events of the Batman Metal series. It's got Scott Snyder on it. If he's not head writer, he's not the head writer, but he is behind it. It's got artwork by the awesome Cully Hammer, who's one of my favourite old-school Batman artists. The Signal is a spin-off character, one of the many, many characters in the extended Bat family. If you like Batman, you know if you like Batman the Metal, you know if you like Scott Snyder. This stuff sells itself, but it's in store, and we will sell it to you as well. My 4th recommendation this week is Transformers vs. Visionaries issue 1. Or at least, that's what I was planning to say, and then I got a second to sit down and read it before we did the video, and I've got to say I don't recommend this book. Now I try and keep things positive on here. I talk about the stuff I do like because there's so much good stuff coming out every year. Comics don't need the negativity, quite frankly, but at the same time, if I just recommend stuff and I say everything's good, you're not going to believe me. At some point you're going to think that guy just recommends everything. Transformers and Visionaries, sadly, it's a pass. If you were on board with Transformers Revolutions, which was the big crossover which brought Transformers together with G.I. Joe and Mask and Rom and Micronauts and Visionaries and everyone else. Then they followed that up with Revolutionaries, which wasn't that great a series, to be honest, and people just cancelled it left, right and centre. This really feels like that book. To top it all, they then did the big crossover called First Strike, which just seemed like it was milking a cash cow. The whole thing, to me, I'm really sorry to say, it feels like an editorial dictation. It feels to me like Hasbro have said, hey, IDW, we want you to do this. And it feels to me like these comics are coming from a place of non-genuine affection. Sorry, these feel like a cash-in. So Transformers and Visionaries, for the first time on our videos, sadly goes into the you might want to skip this pile. Now, I don't want to rag on IDW. I don't want to rag on Transformers. My point should have been there's so many good Transformer comics out there at the minute, especially the More Than Meets the Eye book, which became Lost Light. You've got like 12 graphic novels of brilliant, brilliant Transformer comics there, all written by James Roberts. They're what you should be reading. If you want Transformers, spend your money on them. They're much better value for money, and they're just great reads. My final pick this week, I'm picking this one because it's one of those, what? So, they're bringing back Snagglepuss, but they're reinventing him as an actor who's a bit of a lovey. And, you know, he, from what I've read, He's a bit tortured. People don't really know him for who he is. It's an odd one. I had to recommend it just because it's so weird. And on the basis of that, I'm going to mention a few of the other weirder HannaBarbera books. So we've got HannaBarbera Presents Birdman with beautiful art by Steve Rude. Fantastic book. Why are they doing Birdman? I don't know. But the really interesting one has been the Garth Ennis penned Dastardly and Muttley reinvention. So if you know of Dastardly and Muttley from the TV show, you might find it strange to have a writer like Garth Ennis coming on and recreating them as test pilots for the military. It's a bit weird. And it does that Garth Ennis thing of being a little bit unpolitically correct at times. But hey, that's kind of why we like Garth Ennis. For me, I recommend these books because it's interesting to see old properties from HannaBarbera being dug up and reinvented and trying to put a fresh coat of paint over some old ideas. Are they all good? No, of course not. It's all subjective anyway. But yeah, come in and check them out. There's some weird ideas happening on these books. So my graphic novel recommendation this week, as I'm sure you're used to, I don't always pick something that came out this week, but something that is back in stock this week. The Flash by Mark Waid. Flash is fantastic. It's got a huge following since the TV show has come out and been really, really quite good. The Mark Waid stuff to me is the quintessential Wally West storylines. So if you like Flash but you want to know a bit more about Wally than Barry, this is the stuff to be reading. There's also the Jeff Johns stuff, but that tends to focus more on the Rogues Gallery. This focuses completely on Wally, but it's also sort of the creation of the Speed Force and really gets into the mythos of the whole Flash legacy and universe. So absolutely the best Flash I can recommend. Even though some of this is 25 years old now, and that just makes me feel old. Really good stuff. So we have lots of new stuff in stock this week, as we always do. We have the big Ragnarok Hulk figure, which is a steal at $60. Really good. We'll put in a proper picture so you can see it. The other thing we had in this week is we're trying this new line of Marvel Legacy boxes. If you like collecting comics and storing them in something that doesn't just look like a white box, we thought we'd try something new that presents itself a little bit better. Pop in store, let us know what you think. If these are popular, we can order in more. So to conclude, that's it for new stuff this week. We also have our January sale on, which is the biggest sale we've ever had in store. Up to 60% off graphic novels, up to 60% off on back issues as well. Come in and have a look, see what we've got. Loads of stuff. About half of the items in the shop are in sale. So come in now and grab stuff while stocks last. Thank you for watching. Comment, like and subscribe.